I don't think you're ready for this.
I believe that there is someone or something in this house with us.
Things move all the time.
I'd like to know that I'm not going mad.
No way.
No!
The number of us believing in ghosts, spirits, and the supernatural is on the increase.
I couldn't really sleep at night.
Even our favourite celebrities' homes are plagued by paranormal activity. Luckily, there are 3 people who can help. Dark arts specialist Ian Lawman is an ordained exorcist and medium.
The people in this house do not know what they're dealing with.
Paranormal researcher Jayne Harris is a psychologist and historian.
Jayne saw!
Investigator Barri Ghai is the technical expert.
Oh, it's moving! It's moving!
Together, they're investigating celebrity homes,
Guys, we're locked in!
gathering evidence and communicating with spirits,
Someone just grabbed my windpipe.
doing whatever it takes to return our homes back to the hands of the living.
If they're evil, they can...
Coming up,
Oh! It's me!
a house plagued by poltergeist activity
Went to pick it up. It just flew out the door.
and a hostile entity
Can you describe him for me?
He's angry.
that gets the better of Barry.
Someone just grabbed my windpipe.
This week, the team are in the Midlands.
We're heading to Pershore, which is in Worcestershire.
Yeah, my neck of the woods again. You know, it's quite significant during the English Civil War, this whole area. The Battle of Worcester, not far away.
The team have been called in to investigate reports of paranormal activity in this Georgian house.
I suppose I just want proof. I want to know it's just not me.
Actor and musician Toyah Wilcox has lived here for over 20 years.
This house is absolutely extraordinary. It is a very active house, and it has been active to my friends as well as to me. The actress Rula Lenska visited us, and she was down in the cellar, and she could hear children screaming, and she passed out. And when she came round, she said she was surrounded by children who were desperate, and she asked to leave, and she's never returned to the house. My makeup artist was staying here, and he was having a little snuzz in the scullery when he was woken by a man who was screaming for him to get the F out of there and not to come back. The attic is very active. It bangs away all night. It's like bang, bang. Things that make us jump out and get out of bed. Things move all the time. I was getting dressed the other day. I laid out my dress, put it on the bed, went to pick it up. It just flew out the door. The help I want is confirmation from the team that what I am experiencing is a physical and tangible experience. It's not just my ego or imagination. The majority of the spirits I really, really like, and if they feel they're in the right place at the right time, then they're welcome. If they're evil, they can fuck off.
Medium Ian goes into the investigation with no prior knowledge, using just his psychic abilities to pick up information about the case.
As soon as I start tuning in, I just feel there's going to be layers, there's going to be a lot of different types of energy, so I feel we're going into a location where it's been several uses over the years. And there's going to be some prominent figures in there, so I do feel that there's going to be people there that would have had a really strong connection to that building.
Well, guys, we're now in Pershore town centre.
Lots of old buildings, Georgian, Victorian.
Yeah.
So already, yeah, a mixture of history.
We're here, guys.
Wow.
Here we are. OK, well, I need to dig into the history of Pershore, maybe the house as well, so I'm off to meet local historian.
Well, I'm meeting up with Mark, who's had a really personal experience in this very house.
And I'm going to see what happens in here, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
See you later.
See you later.
You can feel the energy when you walk into the hallway. As soon as I walked through the back door, my heart was racing. So you can certainly feel the energy change from there into here. And I'm very conscious of, I feel a female energy would have connected into this area here. That's unbelievable, that.
What happened?
So I was just stood here, about to walk up the staircase, and I was aware of a noise, and that just came on the floor. Somebody's trying to get me attention, so I'm going to go upstairs and see who that is. Further I get up the stairs, I can hear laughter, I can hear happiness, and I can hear what sounds to be cups, saucers, knives, forks, and a smell of it's almost like a baking smell.
To gather more information about the case, I've come to meet local historian Brian Hoggard. Oh, this is beautiful, but I'm guessing there is actually a reason you've brought me here, Brian.
Yep, this is Pershore's medieval bridge, which was the scene of some fatalities during the Civil War. So as the royalists were coming through Pershore, they wanted to make sure that the parliamentarians couldn't follow them, so they tore down one of the arches of the bridge. But unfortunately, quite a lot of people who were involved in doing that died, and quite a few soldiers died as well.
So we're talking mid-1600s there then, aren't we? Do you know, would the house that we're investigating, would that have been standing then?
Well, the house that's there at the moment is Georgian in appearance, which is 18th century, but it sits on the site of an earlier house, and it could even incorporate elements of a house that did exist at that time, including the basement.
OK, well, why don't we head into beautiful Pershore and you can tell me a bit more?
OK, let's do it.
That's unbelievable, that, because I've just seen. But that's the bathroom. Why would that be? So this is a bathroom or an ensuite, but I saw a lady with a bonnet go up this staircase. This bedroom would have been used for something else, and the fact that I could hear cups, saucers, indicates to me that this could have been a form of not a restaurant, but something very similar to that. Almost like a tea room. And because this area could have been used for that, this is a high possibility that poltergeists would move things from this bedroom. Because as you're aware, you're picking your knives, you're picking your forks, you're picking your cup and saucer up. So that takes energy. So spirit will see these things in here and pick them up and move them. This is a paranormal hotspot.
I'm meeting Mark, Toyah's friend and hairstylist, who's also an empath, to find out what he's experienced. Hi, Mark.
Hi there.
In your opinion, do you think that Toyah's house is haunted?
Yes, I do.
What do you think haunts her home?
So many different energies, I think, pass by, and I think being an established property, I think there's been a lot of activity in those buildings around there on that high street, so I think there's still a lot of energy in there. She recently had what they call a circuit done into her house with crystals hidden into the skirting boards and put in certain plough points of the house to balance the energy coming from the front of the house.
So you're telling me that Toyah has crystals in the walls of her house?
In the skirting boards to balance the energy that's coming in and out of the house.
Wow. There's a mass amount of crystals, not only all over the house, but look at the size of these. This is clearly somebody who's trying to balance things out from negative to positive.
Oh, this is beautiful, Brian. Tell me about this.
Okay, this is Pershore Abbey. There's been an abbey on this site since the 7th century AD. When we get to the dissolution of the monasteries, which happens in Pershore in 1540, then they pulled down many buildings, including part of the abbey, and local wealthy landowners would have acquired some of that stone and used it in their buildings. And it's possible that some of that stone has found its way into the house we're looking at in the basement.
Oh, really? So some of the stonework that made up this original abbey could well be in the cellar of our house?
Yep.
As I walk down into the cellar, I feel an immediate change in atmosphere.
You can certainly feel the energy dropping as you walk down in here, and it feels, there's part of it that feels quite negative. Wow. All this stonework around you has just got this magnificent history to tell you. And when you touch it, feel pulses and sensations shooting all the way up into my arm. And I'm hearing noise, I'm hearing almost like chanting or choir music. So that tells me that this stone has travelled from a different location to here. So this has come from somewhere else.
Tell me about any experiences that you've had in her home.
There was an experience where we all went up into the loft and I got this tremendous heavy feeling and this feeling of sick. And then I started sort of shaking. And it turns out that there was a spirit up there that needed releasing who was trying to come through my body.
So you were being affected by a spirit?
Yes, yeah. When I started to feel different was going up the steps to the loft. And then I felt an incredible pressure. And then I felt this really deep, sick feeling, incredibly hot. And I was aware of this waft coming past my face every so many seconds.
What do you mean, a waft of like air, or was it?
It transpires, the spirit was running around in circles trying to escape. And that's what I thought I was feeling, him run past me like this.
That's almost like a possession.
Yeah, it is. And it wasn't until afterwards that I started to process, and I thought, I felt quite violated, and it was just the most unusual feeling I've ever had.
As I'm going further and further up these attic stairs, my breath is becoming shorter and shorter and shorter. I almost feel as if I've been winded. Do you know something? I'm absolutely roasting. I'm really hot. And my breath is just draining away from me.
Outside in Toyah's courtyard, I'm picking up on so many different energies, it's overwhelming.
It's almost like I'm in the middle of something and I can hear something going on right down at the bottom of the garden near the water. I can hear shots, I can hear metallic sounds clashing. So there would have definitely have been a battle of some sort right down at the bottom of the garden.
This property is so active, I've got a feeling tonight's investigation will be phenomenal.
Hi guys.
Hiya.
How are you doing? This is a crazy place. There's so many layers and so many depths to this building. So, hi. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. So where do I start? It's so active and there's so many things going on. It's just an amazing place for activity.
Thank you so much for allowing us to come, Toyah.
You're absolutely welcome.
So the first thing we'd like to do, Toyah, with you, if you're up for it, is something we call spirit triggers, and that's literally attempting to trigger some activity from the spirits in your house. How do you feel about that?
Excited. It'll either be terrifying or one hell of a party.
Go on, lead the way. Let's
Come on,
start. we begin our spirit trigger session in Toyah's salon on the first floor. Before we start, I found out, well, some really interesting information actually from Brian, a local historian. And he was telling me about an incident, well, a tragedy actually, that happened at the bridge during the English Civil War. Around 60 men, both parliamentarians and royalists, were killed when the bridge collapsed.
No! I see the cavalry go across the field the other side of the river. Always about 5 in the morning as the sun comes up, you can see the cavalry moving.
Oh my God, that's made me go cold.
When I was doing my walk around earlier today, I was very conscious of soldiers as well, down at the bottom of your garden.
I never knew of the tragedy, never knew of it.
So Brian took me through to kind of the early 1900s, so I was curious about what happened following that.
Well, this house around 1960 became the Willow Cafe, and my mother brought me here in 1960 when I was 2 to have tea, and I still have the boots.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And these were your boots that
my
you
little
wore?
boots. Yeah, when I was about 2 years old.
What an incredible piece of history that is actually connected to your house as well as you.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
Something's just pulled my chair.
Really?
Something's just pulled my chair. Just a slight little rock on my chair. But it's almost like since Toyah's been talking to us, every single spirit within this house is coming forward and looking at us and acknowledging that we're here.
So, Toyah, let's start. This is called electronic voice phenomena. We're going to be recording using these devices.
Okay.
Good evening to you, spirits. My name is Barry. Would you kindly make yourself known by speaking? Who are you? I heard a response.
There's a gentleman stood in the doorway.
For me, what was interesting when you were talking in that area, that something was doing that.
Yeah, so it could be somebody turning your head to acknowledge him, to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although this gentleman wants to be noticed, he's reluctant to come into the room. So we head down to Toyah's scullery, where we feel an immediate temperature drop.
I'm going to record, okay? Let's keep quiet. Toyah, you're going to ask the questions, find out who this male spirit is.
Hello. Please come forward. We are friendly. Why are you here? Who are you? Do you have something to say? The temperature's dropping down to 214. Now, the experience in here, my makeup artist was in here and a man screamed at him to get out the room.
He's not happy. I can't believe you've said that. He told me to F off.
Did he really?
I just didn't want to be rude and say it.
I didn't want to say it. He said, fuck off.
You're joking me.
Yeah.
He said it to me. He's walking around here with black teeth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I looked at him and he said, F off.
He said to my friend, get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to play this back. Let's see if we got him speaking to us.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
Are you hearing that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I hear that, yeah. Why?
Well, this is freaky. My whole body's just shook. He doesn't like me.
He doesn't like you.
We've been in this room longer than any living person ever stays in this room.
Doesn't like me. I've got a headache.
This entity is really affecting me. So whilst I take a breather outside,
This is an incredible place.
Yeah.
Toyah takes Barry and Jayne down to the cellar.
So this has a very big history.
Brian, the historian, was telling me that it was highly probable that the stones in your cellar are from the Abbey.
Absolutely. These are definitely Abbey stones. And during the Reformation, people would have just gone and helped themselves to the wrecked Abbey.
Well, there could be the potential there for residual energy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm all right now.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Well, welcome to the cellar. So I'm very aware of a presence down here that has just never moved, and it's there.
We need to try and find out who Toyah senses down here, and I want to draw on her spiritual abilities.
Why don't I regress Toyah?
Oh, shit, thank you.
So let's be clear, we're not talking necessarily past life regression for Toyah personally, are we?
No, not at all. What I want to do is just regress you into your house, your surroundings. So maybe you'll be able to see your house as it was prior to how you've done it.
OK, let's give it a go.
So what we're going to do now, we just get really comfortable and close your eyes for me. OK, Toyah, so I just want you to try and concentrate on my voice for me. You can see nothing to your left, nothing to your right. All you can see is blackness and darkness, but you can hear my voice. We see a small pinprick of light in front of you, and we're going to walk through that light. And when we walk through that light, you're going to see a doorway. Can you see a doorway?
Mm-hmm.
On the count of 3, we're going to open that doorway. And when we open that doorway, I want you to try and describe that to me.
The first thing I'm seeing is a woman with 2 children.
Okay. On the count of 3, there's another door. And beyond that door is the gentleman who's overshadowed and attempted to possess.
I've had to push him away. He put his hands round my throat as we started.
Okay. Remember, you're safe. You're really safe.
Can I show you what he wanted me to do to you?
Yes.
I stopped it. I asked him to go.
Good. So you stay strong. Can you describe him for me?
He's really fucking angry.
Okay.
I think he's a hunter, therefore he could willingly kill.
Mm-hmm.
He's got dark hair, facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a clean human being. He's happily unclean. He's both hands are on my shoulders and I'm leaning against him. And he's not attacking me, he's just looking at me. He's pushing right against here now.
Okay. Will he give you his name?
The immediate name was George.
Okay. Why does he feel threatened by males?
Oh my God! He's one of the soldiers.
Wow.
He's hiding.
Okay. So that's why he feels threatened by males, because he thinks men are looking for him. What we're going to do now, Toyah, we're going to bring you back to where you belong. So in front of you, Toyah, there's a door where George is. We're going to close that door firmly. And then once you've walked through, you can open your eyes when you're ready. We're going 1, we're going 2, and we're going 3.
That was very emotional.
Well done. You did amazing. So he's hiding
Yeah.
in your house, basically.
Well, there would have been food here at that
Yeah,
time.
that's right.
But that's incredible, and it's a brilliant lead for us actually now going forward for the rest of the investigation, because we now, I think, know the identity.
Good.
Thank you.
Poltergeists, possessions, and already plenty of paranormal evidence. This investigation is shaping up to be one of our most active cases yet.
As Toyah leaves us for the night, I make sure the cameras are all in place and set up the nerve centre in Toyah's front room.
Wow, what an amazing spirit trigger session. Well, look, this is a massive property. I've got 8 cameras located across the property. Camera number 1 is positioned in the garden area, looking directly at the back of the house. Camera number 2 is positioned on the ground floor, but at the front door entrance in the hallway.
Yeah, that's why I was very conscious of that coat hanger coming off the wall and flying on the floor.
Camera number 3 is positioned in the kitchen. Now, this is an active area because it leads into the scullery where phenomena has taken place. The 4th infrared camera is down in the cellar.
And that's where we did the aggression with Toyah, but then also the stones from the Abbey, which makes it a paranormal hotspot.
Camera number 5 is upstairs on the first floor, and this is in the salon where we began our spirit trigger session with Toyah tonight. Camera number 6 is upstairs, also on the first floor, but this is in Toyah's office with the powerful crystals that seem to adorn the room. Now, I've put camera number 7 upstairs in the bedroom area.
And that's where Toyah had that experience where the dress flew off the bed and went outside the room, and I was very aware of a lady walking past the bed and going into the ensuite.
The 8th and final camera is located right at the top of the building in the attic room. Mark, Toyah's hairstylist, got possessed in that particular area of the property. So, guys, where do you think we should start our investigation tonight?
Why don't we try the hallway?
Let's see if we can capture this figure, this energy that threw the coat hanger.
Let's go.
Well done.
I'm using the SLS camera, which uses structured light sensors to capture spirit forms invisible to the naked eye, while Barry records for EVPs electronic voice phenomena.
If anyone can hear my voice, or the spirit that moved the coat hanger earlier today, could you do that again for us?
I'm going to turn Echo Vox on, guys.
OK.
I'll tell you what's quite interesting. So every so often, it looks like a figure is trying to manifest in the doorway there, or
I can't
just
believe
outside
you're
of the
saying
door.
that.
Why?
Did you see me itching my back?
Well, it's appeared 2 or 3 times now, but it doesn't fully form.
OK.
Could this be the same male presence that we identified earlier? George, potentially.
Yeah. George, or anybody else who can hear my voice, can you try and talk to us, please?
It's me.
It's me.
It's me.
And that was a female voice.
Yeah, thank you.
Sit on the stairs with this in your hand and see if you can connect with the lady spirit. I'll record.
Can you tell me your name? Have I just understood Lucy? Is your name Lucy?
Yeah. Did you hear that? Female voice.
Who knocked the coat hanger off the wall?
Him. It said him. Is it George? Barry, there's a figure behind you. Can you reach out and touch Barry's hand? I was gone. Let's just see if we can get something from George. Is your name George? Are you a soldier? What's that?
Yeah,
Are you a soldier?
Yes, I am.
Is it?
Play it again.
Are you a soldier? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
He's the dominant spirit, isn't he, at the moment?
Yeah. But she's still here, so we need to find out who she is. I'm calling out to the lady that stood to my right. Are you the one moving things in this house? Did I see you upstairs in the bedroom today? Are you the one moving things in this house? Oh!
Fuck you.
Oh! Do it again. Fuck you. So,
This could be George. You know, this disgruntled voice.
I think it is. I think he's not wanting to communicate with us because, in his way, he's still hiding, isn't he?
After an unnerving start, we move the investigation upstairs.
What are you feeling on the stairs?
Scared.
Are you?
Yeah.
And I don't get scared. I feel really uncomfortable. Hello?
Who just said something then? Before you said hello, did you say something else?
No.
I'm not recording.
Shit. I just heard a man. Who wants to speak to us? Tell me your name. Who is the dominant character in this house?
Growl.
It's me. It goes, it's me.
No
listen,
way.
listen.
The character in this house.
It's me. Fucking hell. As we make our way up, I spot something out of the corner of my eye.
What?
What?
Who's in that bedroom? Wait a minute. I've just seen something here. Have you not just seen something? I'm sure past this bit of this window and this cupboard, I just saw almost like a long dress.
Right, Jane, I think this is Lucy.
I'm speaking to the lady in this room. My name's Jane. Can you tell me why you're here? Do you know Toyah? We're not picking up any EVPs, so we try to communicate with the spirit box, which sweeps radio frequencies.
What? What was that?
That was lady.
Lucy, did Jane just see you?
Jane saw. Did you hear
saw that.
Jane saw. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And again?
Yeah, Jane saw.
Thank you. Shit. Why do you walk into this bedroom?
I heard George in there then.
Is there a gentleman preventing you from speaking to us?
Are you frightened of the man here, Lucy?
I died here. I died here.
We wonder if Lucy is being oppressed by George and if he's the same dominant entity Toyah's friend Mark had a terrifying encounter with in the attic. So we head up there to carry on our investigation.
I'm gonna start recording a quick EVP burst.
We also have a REM pod, which will sound if anything breaks the electromagnetic field.
I'm calling out to any spirits that are in this room. Please come forward, I mean you no harm. Did you affect Mark in this very room? Whoa.
No.
That's a positive indication.
Yeah, it is.
Are you picking up anything?
Yeah, to my right
Yeah.
and to your left, there's an energy here.
Is it male or female?
It feels male, it's very agitated.
Right. I'm going to put the necrophonic app on. Let's see if we get any ITC responses.
Calling out to any spirits here in this space. Hear me. Is George here?
Down.
Get
Down. Get down again.
Where's George? Here.
Here.
Barri, what?
I heard Barry twice.
You're speaking with Barry.
We'd really like to speak to George.
What was that?
Please, Barry. A whisper. Please, Barry.
Yeah, that'll freak you, that man.
It was please, Barry.
Who affected Mark?
Whoa.
I just said me.
It did.
Yeah.
And it was very similar to the "It's me" we got on the stairs.
Who is me? Who are you? The REM is going off. I don't know why.
Hear me.
What's the matter?
Oh. You okay? Don't panic.
What's the matter, mate?
Fuck.
Okay, whoever's doing that, can you step away, please? You do not have permission to do that. Step away from Barry.
Oh, fucking hell.
Go down.
Someone just grabbed my windpipe.
Go down. Go down. Sit at the bottom of the stairs, Barry.
What's that saying there? Who was that? Who
Stay
did
here.
that to Barry?
Sit down.
fucking scared the shit.
Yeah, it's all right. Just deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Oh.
Okay. Just explain what happened.
Someone just grabbed my windpipe. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get a breath in. That's what scared me. I thought I was going to die. I actually thought I was going to die.
Barry takes a moment to recover, while I continue questioning.
Who did that to Barry?
We suspect it was George, but we need the other entities in the house to help confirm it. To gather more evidence, Barry heads to the cellar. I set up in Toyah's office, while Ian monitors us both from the nerve centre.
I'm going to run the echo box, and I'm going to see whether or not I can get any communication using this ITC application. Who affected me upstairs? I swear that said George.
Help them.
Help them?
Malicious.
Malicious.
1.
I just need to mark it. 1. Why? Who's malicious? Ah.
Eyes.
He is. Oh my God. There is one malicious spirit here. He is.
Release.
Release. They want him got rid of. You've confirmed peace. You've confirmed what we suspected.
How many of you need my help?
We do.
We do. How many of you? How many spirits?
5.
5. That's 5 spirits. That, to me, is validation. We have clear, intelligent responses telling me that we need to help them.
I've had some pretty significant words. So I think there is one malicious spirit here in this house that we need to release so that they can find peace.
It's clear to us that in order to restore harmony in the house, for not just Toyah, but the other spirits who happily dwell here, we need to move George to the light.
George, can you hear my voice? This is Ian. I feel we need to let you know that you've passed over. And we ask of you to walk towards that light.
George, there's no need to be afraid. We're here to try and help you.
We ask, dear Father, for the doorway that separates our world into yours to be opened. We ask of you, George, to keep walking towards that light that's now been opened. That doorway into your new life, so you can have peace and happiness. You no longer need to be trapped here.
Right, guys, I'm going to put the echo box on to see if we get any responses.
Give me a sign, George, to let me know you're on the other side. Can you say peace for me, George?
Yeah.
Yes, crossed.
Yeah.
With George crossed over, we finish our investigation by cleansing any negative energy in the house.
So what I'm using through here is just sage, so we're removing any residual stagnant energy from George.
I also say protection prayers and sprinkle holy water.
O God, save me by your name, and vindicate me by your might.
One of the most memorable investigations we've ever had draws to a close. And the next morning, we bring Toyah back to present our evidence.
How are you all?
Hi, how did you sleep?
Very well.
So before we run through everything, Toyah, just remind us, what help did you really want from us?
I think it's very important to have verification that what say I was experiencing is here and is very real. Because when we did the kind of opening up in the cellar, That absolutely took me over.
So just remind us how that felt again.
As you were taking me under,
Yeah.
a very beautiful woman came forward with 2 children.
Yeah.
And as you regressed me further, this force, I mean, I felt like it was 2 heads leaning against each other and his body was pressing against
He
mine.
was very powerful, wasn't he?
Yeah, just pushing me.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to work out why I was looking at someone that was like a savage. And then I realised that this feral presence was someone who was hiding.
Yeah.
I mean, this person hated you.
I knew at one point that I was particularly in danger, and we thought the headlines would be Toyah Wilcox kills Ian Lawman.
Okay.
Yeah. We mentioned a beautiful lady there. After you left us, we actually came back just to the hallway here at the bottom of the stairs, and Ian was sensing a woman, and I was recording, and we got a name. I want to see if you can hear this.
Could you tell me your name, please?
I think it says it's Lucy.
Yeah, that's...
And actually, Toyah, later on in the evening, she had something to say about you. We actually went in the bedroom.
Okay.
I sat on your bed and I was recording, and this is where she mentions you.
Do you know Toyah?
Oh my God. Oh my God, isn't that amazing?
She's lovely.
Oh.
So I actually think that it may have been Lucy that moved your dress. So that was all very lovely. We went into the attic and things took a darker turn.
There was an energy in that room, and we used an application called Necrophonic. A lot of the responses that we heard related to me, saying my name repeatedly as if I was being picked on. So the first one was, I asked a question, who affected Mark?
Who affected Mark? Oh, I just said me. You did? Yeah.
Straight away, we got some kind of indication that there was a bit more of an aggressive male energy that was quite dominant up there.
Yeah.
And then I was sat there, I was talking, and all of a sudden my windpipe was constricted.
This is what happened to Mark.
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
I was actually really scared.
Yeah.
I'll play you the audio of this. I was recording at the same time.
The room is going off. I don't know why.
You and me.
Fucking hell. Get out. Someone just grabbed my windpipe.
You know, that makes me feel really emotional listening to it.
Yeah.
That's the most scared I've been in 20 years.
Wow.
Because I was physically attacked and I couldn't breathe. I thought, I'm going to collapse and die. I couldn't take a breath.
Yeah.
After that experience, I felt that I was being led more towards your office. So I headed up there and I started getting responses. There was a malicious spirit. It came up on the screen, malicious. And I said, who's malicious? The number 1. And so I was kind of piecing this together, that there's one malicious spirit that we need to release.
Okay.
And the final word that came out for me was peace. So I took that to mean in order to restore peace. You know, maybe we'd shaken things up a bit by communicating with George. While I was in your office, Barry was actually down the cellar, weren't you?
I wanted to know who affected me upstairs. And this is where I got the validation that it was George.
Okay.
Okay, answer this. Who affected me upstairs?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that led me to believe that he had attempted to strangle me.
But we decided at that point that we really needed to begin this cleansing process, which did involve crossing George over, which Ian did.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes,
Thank you.
He's now on the other side. So he's no longer in your house.
That's amazing.
So your friends can walk around and be happy.
Wow.
Lucy still walks here. Lucy's quite happy walking around, and she loves you, as you know, she's been talking to you.
Okay.
And all your other spirits are still here because we felt there was no need to get rid of them.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's another successful outcome for the team.
Oh, what an amazing place.
I know. My mind is blown by those revelations.
Oh, it's just so emotional as well. that was.
Incredible.
But who knows what the next case will bring?